Hey cuties! Courtney here of Color Me Courtney. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be styling my final Disney princess tree. You can maybe guess what princess we are inspired by today. She's very into books. She wants adventure in the Great White Somewhere, and she's kind of independent. We've seen her in a live action movie. We've seen her in an animated movie. We've seen her in a Christmas spectacular. Of course, I'm talking about Princess Belle. And today we're gonna create a tree all inspired by her. The tree is gonna go up here in this corner of my apartment you've maybe never seen before. This is actually my kitchen. Excuse the lights, but that kind of gives you a little bit of perspective. Truthfully, I never really film here because it's pretty bare. It has some like Pantone artwork, but I did think that it would be nice to do a little Christmas vignette. And honestly, I'm running out of room because I have like 5 different Disney trees up in here. So this was the only place left. Really, if I was smart, I would have put my Tiana tree in the kitchen and I would have put my Belle tree near the bookcase, but I didn't think that far ahead, so this is what's happening. Let's get to the video. All right, so here is the tree that I got for Belle. It's kind of gold. It's about 7 feet tall. Here's my Belle box. Let's see what's inside. We got some red roses, gold ribbon, red ribbon, some actual rose ornaments. I got those in a few colors, including this yellow one. We got these candle tree lights. So they look like candles, but they go on the Christmas tree. Some red bows and so much more. So let's start decorating the tree. All right, so we start by putting this tree together. Here's a look at the tree so far. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep my yellow and red Pantones. They're kind of the perfect color palette for this tree, but I'm not sure if I want them to exist or if I want sparkly lights to exist as a background. I just haven't decided yet. So I'm going to keep them up for now, but they might change later on. I'm going to start with these red bows. On a totally unrelated note to Beauty and the Beast, we saw Spider-Man and it was so good. The new Spider-Man No Way Home. All right, the bows look good. We're gonna add these candle lights now. So the lanterns are on, or candles, I guess. I shouldn't call them lanterns, which kind of gives like an old-fashioned Christmas tree vibe. As we were doing this, my mom was saying that my grandma remembers a time when she was a kid that they would put actual real candles on their tree, which sounds like a terrifying fire hazard, but they also used to use tinsel on their tree, kind of like we did in our Tiana tree. That's a very old-fashioned kind of thing that people used to do for decorating their trees. Going to add some red roses next. So here's how it's looking so far. We have the roses, the red bows, and all these candles. I'm kind of leaving the top a little bit bare because I have a tree topper in mind. If you watched my Halloween series, you can maybe guess what that topper is gonna be. Or if you've been following for a long time, maybe you saw something giant that I wore on Christmas a few years ago to get my Oprah on. One of those items is gonna go up at the top, TBD on which one. So far we have a gold and red color palette. Red kind of for the rose in Beauty and the Beast, and gold to kind of mirror Belle's dress. The next item we're gonna add are these yellow ornaments. I just feel like it needs a little bit of pop of color to bring in that yellow, especially if I want to keep those Pantones. These are really beautiful. I got quite a few. I got them in red and in yellow, but let's start with the yellow and see how it goes. I also love that this kind of brings in Belle's color palette of the yellow dress. All right, scratch everything I said. I thought I bought multiple of these yellow ones, but I bought a ton of red and only one yellow. What was I thinking? Obviously I made a mistake, but I don't think I can have only one yellow on my tree, so we are going to pivot and go in a different direction. All right, in our pivot, we still feel like we need another color in there. We want to bring that gold color palette into it, so we are going to use this gold ribbon and create some sloops. If you're not familiar with sloops, you probably did not watch my Sleeping Beauty video. I'm going to link it here so that you can check it out. This is just a method that we made up to kind of add ribbon onto the tree. We're gonna do bigger sloops this time for Belle. Okay, so we made the sloops just by folding 3 pieces and then tying it here with some wire. You could also staple it. And now we're going to sloop on into our actual tree just by kind of finding places for these and then inserting them in. The tree has been shlooped. That little pop of color that I think helps. Although this tree is gold, it kind of reads as more green on camera. It does look a little bit warmer in person. Kind of just depends on angles and lighting. But sometimes there's that weird thing that happens with color where if you have a light version of color and then you put a dark version next to it, it kind of creates the illusion that the light color isn't really the same color family. And that's kind of what's happening here. Because of all of the warmth, this is almost looking cooler and less gold. More of silver, or even like kind of a coppery, rusted green. Moving on to these little book ornaments, which are so cute and so Belle. And they also kind of match the color palette we have going on. They bring in a few other primary colors, but I think it's fine. We're gonna add these to the tree. I think the book ornaments look pretty good. Kind of have like multiple sides, so I did some of them so you see the spines, and some of them so you do the pages, just for a little bit of variety. Now we are going to add the topper. So we have a few options. So option one, I have this giant rose headpiece that I used when I was a rose for Halloween. A lot of people thought I was the rose from Beauty and the Beast, but truthfully I was just a rose. But if I had to choose, I was probably the rose from Alice in Wonderland. Oprah did this holiday catalog where she was wearing like a giant bow. So I wanted to recreate her look. So I wore this giant bow. I walked all around my neighborhood with it and I put it on top of my dress. That is our second option. I do fear that this bow, although fabulous, might totally overpower the tree. And truthfully, bows don't really have anything to do with Beauty and the Beast. So I think our best bet is to go with this rose, and I'm going to put this on top of the tree. Love when we can reuse stuff from previous projects. I bought the topper on Etsy from a really cool hat designer. She's really nice to expedite it for me. I will make sure I link her down below because she has a lot of other really cool fascinators. So yeah, now I gotta reuse it for a tree. Maybe like you could reuse it again for the Kentucky Derby. You could wear it on a Wednesday, you know. It's a good day to dress like a rose when you're doing laundry, you're going to a tea party, gardening, so many options where you could wear this giant rose. Okay, so the tree's looking pretty good, but now I have to work on covering the like bottom area. I've been trolled for this on Instagram, but I just don't really like tree skirts. I think they can look a little slappy and ugly. You'll notice that of all my trees that I did, only the Tiana tree actually had a tree skirt, and it was a really expensive tree skirt, like a $200 tree skirt. So yeah, I don't really like tree skirts, so I like finding alternatives. So we're gonna use these presents as well as a ton of books because I think Belle would approve of that. I have this Belle book. Quite a few Disney books will be hidden in here. I collect Alice in Wonderland books, so there's one. Here is another. If you're ever looking for a good gift to give me, a colorful Alice in Wonderland book is always a good idea. Right, I kind of positioned the books around and I think it looks pretty good. Now it's time to add some of these presents to kind of finish it off. Actually got my books from libraries. I reached out to a bunch of small libraries, a lot of which I found like on Etsy, and I asked them to curate selections of books for me. Some of them have messages on the inside, which is like my favorite when you find a book with like a message. So now that we've added the presents, it looks like this. And that is a wrap on my Beauty and the Beast tree. Make sure you're following me on Instagram because I've been doing glam photo shoot recreations of all of these trees where I look a lot better than I do now with like my dirty hair and no makeup. I did Rapunzel. I've done a Cinderella photo shoot, and I actually used that same dress to do a Make It Pink, Make It Blue photo shoot. And next up, probably tomorrow, I will do a Belle themed photo shoot as well as a Tiana themed photo shoot to feature each of my trees on my Instagram page. In case you don't know, I have two Instagram accounts, Color Me Courtney, which is like my main account where I share all sides of my personality, my love for color, my love for pop culture, just like my general lifestyle. And then my second page is my pop culture niche imprint where I do a deep dive on all things like nerd, and I just show my nerd side. So yeah, I hope you join me on Instagram if you don't already, because I would love to see you there. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing my Belle tree come to life. I only have one more Vlogmas video right? Today's the 23rd. I'm gonna post on Christmas Eve, the 24th. And I don't know if I'm gonna post on Christmas. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want, and I will respond. Talk to you there and see you guys later. Bye.